inevitable.
Welcome to CBR. Thanos is the most iconic MCU villain so far. The Infinity Saga was marked by this unwavering pursuit of the Infinity Stones, which culminated in his defeat in Avengers Endgame. Still, there are plenty of ways Thanos could somehow return to the MCU.
He used the stones to destroy the stones.
Before getting into Thanos' potential return, let's rewind to see how the MCU would get there. Thanos first appeared in the 2012 movie The Avengers as a post-credits scene glimpse. His shadow loomed over several films as he orchestrated attacks and gathered forces across the galaxy. This culminated in his pursuit of the Infinity Stones, which he successfully gathered in Avengers Infinity War in 2018. His snap erased half of all life in the universe, cementing him as the most lethal villain in MCU history. Thanos' arc concluded with Avengers Endgame in 2019, where the Avengers went back in time to collect the stones from other timelines and revert the snap with the blip. Though he was ultimately defeated, Thanos' actions left lasting scars on every single character in the MCU.
I will shred this universe down to its last atom.
With such an impactful story, it feels like Thanos' return would need to be just as meaningful. Still, Marvel potentially has several different ways to reintroduce Thanos, given elements that are already a part of the MCU canon. The MCU's exploration of the multiverse right now allows for alternate versions of characters, and Thanos could return as a variant from a different universe. This Thanos might have a different personality, being less villainous or even more dangerous than the original. A variant of Thanos could come from a universe where he achieved his goals but is still unsatisfied, leading him to attempt multiversal domination. In fact, there already is a character in Marvel Comics that's exactly that. King Thanos is the version of him that defeated the Avengers in Infinity War and was successful in his genocidal goals. King Thanos could be a villain in a Fantastic Four sequel, for example. Firstly, because we already know the Fantastic Four reboot is not set in the main MCU timeline, but in a retro-futuristic Earth. Secondly, because King Thanos and the Silver Surfer are archenemies. Similarly, a variant Thanos could be used in several other corners of the MCU, since the character has antagonized so many different heroes and villains alike. Another story with a Thanos variant could be part of a crossover event like Secret Wars. Thanos could be one of the survivors taken to Battleworld, a patchwork planet present in both the 1984 and the 2015 versions of Secret Wars. In Secret Wars, after the multiverse is almost entirely destroyed and Battleworld is created, characters from different realities are brought together in this one final location. The MCU will most likely adapt Battleworld scenes by referencing parts of both versions from the comics. However, it will likely reuse many characters who were in the franchise at some point in the past, especially because introducing several brand new characters would take lots of screen time to establish who they all are, which could be confusing.
So this is the future. Well done.
If not a multiversal variant, then a future Thanos could be, in fact, a past Thanos who traveled in time. Time travel was already a key plot device in Endgame, and it could easily once again be used by heroes or villains to achieve their goals, which could involve Thanos. A group of villains could time travel to a moment before Thanos' defeat to recruit him for a larger plan. Alternatively, the Avengers might need his help to defeat an even greater threat, like Doctor Doom after he steals the power of the Beyonders in Secret Wars. This creates a scenario where the Avengers or others may be forced to reason with a version of Thanos who is uncooperative because he hasn't yet experienced his defeat. He would need to be convinced of what they know about his future because it already happened for them. This option also allows for exploring different periods of Thanos' life, possibly introducing younger or less experienced versions of him. Fans could witness how Thanos evolves from his early ambitions to the Mad Titan we know. If Marvel only wants his return to be temporary, he could appear only in a specific project, during a scene where others are time traveling to the past and talking to him. Yet Thanos himself does not go to the future with them. Time travel offers the chance to explore untold stories, adding complexity to his character without necessarily undoing the finality of his death in Endgame.
No resurrections this time.
A third option would be actually resurrecting the MCU's Thanos from the dead. Characters coming back to life is quite common in Marvel Comics, and the MCU has recently made a mass resurrection with the blip in Endgame. Although the MCU understandably refrains from reversing kills too much, there's always the possibility someone will somehow come back. A potential way to resurrect Thanos is exploring his relationships with other cosmic beings like Death, Infinity, Eternity, the Living Tribunal, Galactus, and others. These kinds of abstract characters haven't even been explored much in the MCU yet, but Thanos has deep ties with several ancient entities of the multiverse in the comics who have the power to end, create, or resume life. He has had an obsessive romantic relationship with Lady Death, and he has been antagonized by Eternity and Infinity. In the 2019 Thanos the Infinity Conflict series, Thanos defeats Eternity and Infinity, merges with his own future self, and takes the battle to the Living Tribunal, an entity that oversees and maintains balance in the realities of the multiverse. Thanos eventually wins a battle against the Living Tribunal and the One Above All, consuming the entire multiverse. This kind of conflict could be used in the MCU to justify the necessity of resurrecting Thanos. Perhaps only the MCU's Thanos can stop a variant Thanos from destroying the entire multiverse, and Death could bring him back so he can correct his own variant's actions, restoring balance in the multiverse. There are several instances in the comics where these connections lead to his resurrection. In the 1990 Silver Surfer Volume 3 series, Thanos has been resurrected by Death, for example. Death could be introduced to the MCU and resurrect him to restore cosmic order for a variety of reasons. Thanos has also tried to resurrect himself in a different body in the final Gauntlet storyline in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 5 comics from 2019. A similar thing could happen in the MCU, and Thanos as a consciousness could come back to life through someone else. The possibilities within this option of an actual return of the MCU Thanos are endless, which leads us to believe the most likely way for Thanos to return is through resurrection.
A soul for a soul.
However, another interesting possibility revolves around a popular fan theory that says Gamora, Tony Stark, Natasha Romanoff, and Thanos could be still trapped in a dimension within the Soul Stone, instead of actually dead. If that is true, Thanos could return if someone accesses the Soul World and finds a way to release him, perhaps as part of a mission to save the others trapped there. This version of Thanos might be changed, having spent time in the Soul World reflecting on his actions. A return in this scenario would justify a team-up with Thanos to defeat a new villain like Doctor Doom, or whoever is coming to antagonize heroes after the Secret Wars storyline.
When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive.
In conclusion, Thanos' potential return to the MCU is not just a possibility, but an exciting narrative opportunity, one that could explore new dimensions of his character while building on the multiversal and cosmic threads already established. A multiversal variant would allow Marvel to reinvent Thanos, showcasing different versions of him, or building one in particular. This could open doors to new conflicts, such as King Thanos' potential clash with heroes like the Fantastic Four or the Silver Surfer. Time travel offers a way to explore his past while keeping the fans' perspective on him quite intact. Audiences could watch him develop into the Mad Titan, shedding light on his motivations and how he became the formidable foe that caused the snap and the demise of fan-favorite heroes like Tony Stark. Resurrection could introduce deeper cosmic elements, bringing Thanos back through his connections to powerful entities like Death or the Living Tribunal. His return could be driven by cosmic balance, perhaps in response to the chaos caused by multiversal incursions or Thanos himself. Lastly, the Soul Stone theory presents a more emotional angle. Both time travel and traveling to the Soul Stone dimension could also be used for a temporary return, instead of permanent. In any of these ways, Thanos' return would definitely shake things up. Do you think Thanos should return to the MCU? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.